I will try to build a Christmas tree in 10 seconds, in 1 minute, and in 10 minutes. Do you think I can do it? Also, subscribe if you still believe in Santa. Roll the intro!
Vaud the Builder, can we fix it? Vaud the Builder, yes we can.
Hi, I'm Vaud, and in this series, I build stuff in Minecraft. Today's video was suggested by Minty Madness. Let's begin the build challenge. A Christmas tree in 10 seconds. Let's go. Alright, I am going to use terracotta. Oh, I'm nervous already. 2 blocks to the side. And then I'm going to build it up. And then 2 blocks up again. Another block and a lantern. And that's it. That's all I had time. 10 seconds goes really fast. But look at that. We have our 10-second Christmas tree. We used brown concrete and lime terracotta with a copper lantern at the top. And I think it looks great. If you only have 10 seconds to celebrate Christmas, this will do. Alright, let's move on to the next part of the challenge. A Christmas tree in 1 minute. Let's go. Okay, so for this one, we're going to have a slightly bigger tree. So 2 blocks of stump, you know. This is a big boy. Alright, let me do the base here, and we are going to go 3 blocks high, like that in every single direction. Like that, and we're gonna knock those corners off. And then I'm going to go up all the way around, close this off, and then I'm going to do the same 2 blocks and then 2 blocks and 1. Just repeating the same pattern, close it off. We're going to do 2 blocks, and that's our Christmas tree. We still have 20 seconds, so we are going to change some of these blocks to make it a bit more interesting. You know, just go around randomly, changing. I love random. Changing some of the blocks to make it pretty, and then the last thing we're going to do is add the copper lantern at the top. And time's up. Again, a very simple brown concrete, lime terracotta, and red terracotta with a oxidized, in this case, copper lantern at the top to symbolize the star. And what did you think? The red, it's supposed to be like the Christmas lights or like the decorations. So it doesn't look so simple, but I think, you know, if you only have 1 minute to build a Christmas tree, this would definitely do. I quite like it. And moving to the bigger boy, next part of the challenge, Christmas tree in 10 minutes. Let's go. And with the magic of video editing, this is all done. Meet my 10-minute Christmas tree. With sleigh and reindeers included. And don't forget Santa. And the presents, of course. You cannot have Christmas without the presents, right? Okay. Alright, let me show you what I did. Look at this. Oh, I absolutely love this. I was building this today in our family Minecraft server. Look at that. I was just chilling, just doing stuff while my kids were making wonderful things, including an airsoft arena. Ooh. Anyways, don't get distracted. So let me show you what I did. So the materials I used were basically oak logs and oak leaves. I went from the middle part of the tree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on each direction, and then I cover this or fill in the blanks. Yeah, that's not a building term. And then I connected the points with some extra leaves. Hi, Vaud the editor here. I had to scrap all this ink. I was trying to explain how I built the Christmas tree. It was just overcomplicating it, and I just couldn't even explain it really well. So basically this is it. I just did 1 layer, and then 1 layer in, and then 1 layer, 1 layer in, 1 layer. Yeah, much more simpler than what I was trying to do. Oh. There we go. So this professional illustration in Microsoft Paint will totally make it so much easier to understand than me rambling about how I built the Christmas tree. All right, let's keep going. And then the next thing I did is I grabbed these cherry leaves and these flowering azalea leaves in randomly. I love random. I decided to go around the tree and changing some of these blocks. And then for they look like Christmas presents already. but there's also amazing lights. So I decided to grab wax copper bulbs and the oxidized version and some buttons. I went around again randomly with the two variants that I had, the waxed and the oxidized, and placed buttons everywhere. Even the buttons look good. I quite like that. Very pretty. And then I pressed the buttons on all of them to make them bright. At night, this looks fantastic. And then the last decoration I did was these end rods. I did like 2 or 3 per layer and then I skipped a few. Not so many of them, but they look cool, almost like candles but bigger. I quite like them. Really good decorations and one right at the top. And now for the presents. Let me clear my inventory. And these are all the blocks I used for presents. We have some fancy wrapping paper, some ugly wrapping paper, you know what I mean? So a bunch of different blocks in Minecraft that I thought could look like wrapping paper. You know, some pretty, some not so pretty. And we also have the chests that already have made their appearance. The festive chests in Minecraft. There we go. A bunch of presents right there. Let me show you Santa. Totally Santa. Yes? This is Santa's suit right here, and together with milk and cookies, because Santa likes milk and cookies. And the last thing I want to show you is this. Look at these reindeers. They're so low quality. They're very pixelated, but look at that. Very simple, very simple. Terracotta with some fence gates. With ladders, almost looks like this. They're saddles, you know, with some rails at the top. Then we have oak buttons, oak fences for the antlers, and a little bit of snow because it was cold from the North Pole, and some chains for the harness. And then the sleigh. So attached to the sleigh, and this is the area for Santa to have a steering wheel, I guess. So red sleigh with some red concrete. We also have some mangrove stairs with some stone slabs, and for the, I don't know what they're called, the bottom part, the rails, we have smooth quartz stairs. And then for the presents, I decided just to go for the oxidized and the normal wax copper bulbs, and I light them all up because they look like presents already and they're perfect size. Look at that. And there is Santa also. So this is really cool. I think it adds a really good ambient to it. It's like, you know, you have the big massive tree and then Santa in the background. Yeah, I think it's great. So let me know what your favorite tree is. We have the 10-second tree, the 1-minute tree, and of course the 10-minute tree with Santa presents and the sleigh with the reindeers. A big thank you to my supporters on Patreon right here. Thank you so much, guys. And I will not ask you to subscribe, but do you still believe in Santa? And up on this corner right here, there's another video that I think you will enjoy. And I need to go and wrap some more Christmas presents. So love you and leave you. Bye bye.